What's happening, y'all? It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. And why do I keep saying it on every video? I'm gonna stop just doing a basic intro because y'all know who the hell it is. Y'all know what this is. And that's me choking because I shouldn't be talking shit. I am Jay Washington, man. I love doing these. Again, these have been great. And it's one of my favorite people to talk to. And she got a whole new setup in background. She had a desk and with chairs and blue hair. What's happening, Jolene? What's going on? Blue, purple.
Purple.
Well, it looks bluish to an extent, but
I realized the problem is I set my desk directly across from like my window, so I'm like, maybe that's not the best idea. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
The way the light from the window hits you, it's like natural light, so it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but it's also like in my eyes, so that's the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I pull the blinds down or not? You know, who knows? But yeah, natural light is pretty good. But I also have my freaking ring light on too, so.
Oh, so you got all the light.
Yeah, like this would be the natural light.
Oh.
So it's still pretty nice.
You turn the light back, the ring light back on. Well, it's not that much of a difference.
I also have like it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. Yellow. I see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I debated doing my makeup, but after like moving all the stuff so I moved my work stuff into this yesterday.
Okay.
And then like I'm like I'll test out having my personal stuff on the same desk in the same office, which is like a friend said that's a risk because then you're just like confining yourself to one room for work and pleasure. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's nice for the video chatting that I can have an actual chair and desk
and feel a little bit more comfortable sitting on the bed and stuff like that.
Yeah, like because that's terrible for the back long term, and I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, you start feeling your lower spine. Yeah,
and then I'm like, oh, I could put my take out my statues and set them up behind me.
Very nice backdrop. So what's been going on with you?
Not much. Trying to remember. Yeah, last time we talked, She-Hulk had yet to come out.
What
Loving
you think?
it. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a girl. Of course I love it.
Well, because again, I keep seeing people who want to fucking complain about it.
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. I'm like, whatever, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. It's like the only show that has felt different than every other Marvel show.
Which is perfect.
Yeah. And like, it's not funny enough. I'm like, I don't, like, you're a comedy snob. That's what it came down to because they are improv comedians. And I'm like, okay. I don't care about your improv history. So.
The people I've seen that have complained about it have really, like, it's really gotten to me because I'm like, wait, it's a sitcom. It does what it's supposed to. I just saw the other day, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw John Flickinger like, oh, man, I wish it had more stakes and more action. It's not going to. They've already said it wasn't going to.
Yeah, like, we've got the typical MCU ongoing plot, but it's not every episode, and that's great.
It's great. It's something different.
See, the problem is, like, I forget
people
when it
spoiled.
happened.
People
no, I forget.
Spoiled.
Yes, when it happened, after the 90s, television started being more long-term storyline stuff, and MCU has only been that. But like that's why like Star Trek was strange. It wasn't until Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds that we finally got shows that felt like Star Trek because it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna go to a place, have an adventure, move on. Like that's what Star Trek used to be. Then like Discovery came out, and then Picard came out, and they were the only Star Treks you had for shows in like 10, 20 years. But like thankfully they're getting back to like the form with like Prodigy, Lower Decks, and Strange New Worlds, and like this is great. Like there's not high stakes. I really like I am hoping that the leader is in it, only just because like I would love if they planned so far ahead that I'm like, yeah, the leader, just like we talked about in D23.
Well, I've been talking about the lead before they announced that he was going to return. I said it in my review. I was like, it's got to be the leader.
Yeah, I remember like you and I talked about it a while ago because like we knew Blonsky was in, but I'm like, yeah, but like Mallory Book defended the leader in the comics.
She defends the leader, right, in the comics. And I was like, that's the only way. That's the only person that wants her blood that bad.
Gamma blood? Come on, like.
So this is what it was. So
It's going
John
to be
Flickinger was like,
interesting with Captain America, though. I'm excited to have Cap go up against the leader. That's fun, switching it up.
because then you're adding Sabra, who you're changing because they was like, yo, we gonna change it. But also it's like you're doing the leader, and it's interesting because it's like there's no Thaddeus Ross now. So the leader, Intelligentsia, MODOK, all of because MODOK is coming in Ant-Man and the Wasp initially, but MODOK goes back around with the leader. Like there's so much it intertwines that people don't get. So John Flickinger wrote, just rewatched Iron Man. He put the picture of Iron Man when he first walked after he blew up the building. It was like, can we please go back to this? And then put the picture up of She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion twerking. And then everybody was like, did you say the same with Guardians of the Galaxy? And he was like, that was to save the universe with the help of a talking tree. It felt needed. It was like, then don't watch it. Not everything has to be made for you. He says, I want to like it. I just wish it held the previous standards. That's the point.
I don't. Here's what, like, it's just a lot of. They are Charlie Brown teachers to me. That is. Wah, 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 wah. That's all I hear.
Then this was the best one. I don't get why you'd want She-Hulk to feel like Iron Man because they're two completely different types of media. One is an action movie who goes through a spiritual journey after realizing how dangerous his tech is. The other is a comedic lawyer superhero show. Then this motherfucker said, I wanted to feel visceral, evoke some emotions. Like,
people is dumb.
Like, dudes have gotten on my last fucking nerves.
There's like this other Slack that I'm in, where it's like one of the hosts of this, they're a comic book podcast, and like two of the hosts don't really like the show at all. The other one mostly likes the show. Then there's like another guy, and it's all guys. They're all cis het white guys, and like I've mostly fallen out of like love of them over the years, but like just like the one Slack channel about it's just like the two guys and like another ragging on it all the time. That like one other member of the Slack like messaged me because like we both like it, and he finally said, hey, I'd like to hear like some women's thoughts on this show because we've only heard men's thoughts in this channel. Are they even comfortable sharing their thoughts outside of me? Because like, but like they knew me before I started transitioning, so but like it's just like I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, I posted that fan Twitter account. Sorry, incels, not all content's for you.
Yeah. It's just
and they're like, that's a little reductive. I'm like, buddy, you're not defending yourself doesn't make you look better.
It's just really fucking ridiculous because it's just like, dudes, when I kept hearing dudes, She-Hulk wouldn't do this. Like, yo, what the fuck She-Hulk do you think you're talking about?
Like, based on what? Because she's been written so many different ways. She was savage, then she was sensational, then she was the lawyer. Then, like, you know, it was pretty, like, depressing for a bit, and then she was savage again, and then now she's kind of fun again.
This is the John Byrne run to, like, to the
yeah, like, this is, like, John Byrne and Dan Slott combined.
Like, what do y'all talk? Then when somebody was...
Maybe, and Charles Soule, a little Charles Soule in there.
And somebody was like, Stan Lee would be rolling in his grave. You mean the same Stan Lee that made Stripperella?
All right, look... I do know a little about the story. He put his name on it. He didn't make it.
but regardless, his name's attached to Stripperella.
Yeah, dude likes money. It's no surprise.
Like, so
yeah, sure.
Like,
here's a character.
When people be like, but also
people is dumb. That's like it.
They're just dumb, and it's like, yo, y'all want to have a reason to argue. Look, just admit you don't. You think everything is supposed to fucking be for you. And it's not. Again, Miss Marvel, it was a Nickelodeon MCU show. Oh, well, I liked it more. No. You just want to try to not sound super racist. You're cool with sounding sexist, but you're not cool with sounding racist. Because Miss Marvel, I knew when me and Jacqueline from Rotten Tomatoes, we both were like, when we first saw it, we was like, oh, we already know what's finna happen. We was like, we saw Miss Marvel and we saw when we both saw She-Hulk, we would hit each other up like, we already know what they're gonna say. Because when I posted, I was like, it's an MCU Nickelodeon show. Mm-hmm. It's for teens. And then you get this one, I was like, oh, I already know how motherfuckers finna act with this.
Miss Marvel's great, except for like 2 episodes that really like when they went back to her home, her
the
clandestine
mom's
country.
thing.
I can't
The
remember the name of
clandestine
the
thing
country.
just didn't work fully for me.
Like, because they kept building up all this Jersey City stuff, and like here's like her friends, and like her cool friend that's like running for leader of the mosque, and
Mm.
like and then like, all right, we're gonna fly all the way over here for 2 episodes, and then come back for the last episode. I'm like, this was weird. Like, because
Well,
it
I
just
think
felt
also too
like
you have those
if there was
constraints.
if there were 2 more episodes, it would have been fine. That's the
Probably so.
problem.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's a 6 episode series. I'm like, okay, a third of it was spent not dealing with like all the stuff you built up in 1 through 3.
Do you think WandaVision had something to do with that? And this is what I mean. WandaVision, as of right now, has been the longest with 9 episodes, right? And since WandaVision, I don't think we've gotten anything that long.
Interesting. I don't know.
Because like some
It's
people
hard to
say,
say.
like some episodes of WandaVision felt out of place, whatever, et cetera. So I loved WandaVision all the way through.
Yeah, like it's so hard to say because like these were the early what like authorized shows, I guess. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
try this, and then Daredevil's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna just do like a full ass season,
Yo, when Daredevil
which
said,
is
"Yo, we're
weird.
giving him 18 episodes," I was like, "Yo."
I wonder if that has to deal with like it's like 3 seasons, but we're not paying for 3 seasons because there's no contract renewals or whatever. I don't
That's,
know.
that it's something because again, for them doing 18 episodes and releasing it weekly, that is 4 months worth of content. They literally do. There must be a big chunk where nothing is happening outside of Born Again when it's supposed to drop.
Yeah, and like they already did Born Again in the Netflix series. Like they already did that plot.
They already did. And like,
And well, I love superhero stuff, so I'm gonna watch it.
oh,
I even watched Moon Knight, and I hated that show.
because there wasn't enough Moon Knight in Moon Knight.
Yeah, like I don't read Moon Knight. I'm like, oh, maybe this will get me into Moon Knight. It did not. So
He didn't protect the travelers of the night at all.
he wasn't Batman. That's what I wanted. I wanted MCU Batman.
Because that's
Moon
what
Knight's
that's what you
Batman.
heard. Yeah, that's what you heard.
Batman, multiple personalities, Jewish. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is just all in Egypt?
This is
Okay.
just set up. Okay, this is just a setup. See, like I feel like this whole season of season 1, unfortunately, is just the prequel to season 2 to give you everything.
That's the problem with Falcon and Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel. She-Hulk's probably also going to do this thing where like the first season is all building up to them be the character that we already know them to be. And I'm like, you can just start that way.
Well, yeah, I think I like for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Again, I
That ending
understand
is
this.
so bad.
Huh?
That ending is so bad.
Well, because it had look, I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, the
COVID
pandemic changed the script and everything.
changed the fuck out that script. Like you got a whole thing planned out. You like, yo, so this group, the Flag Smashers, are gonna unleash a pandemic on this world, and like this is gonna be dope. And then somebody's like, hey, I don't want to bust anybody's bubble. There's a real pandemic about to happen. There's a what? And that pandemic ain't. Oh, okay. So yeah, we got to change the whole script. Like I get that, right?
Yeah. But like
also,
it's still it's still funny. Like do better.
Do better. Yes, that speech. Everybody was like, we just wrote something. But I feel like to watch Sam's journey of accepting the mantle more than anything, more than just the Flag Smashers element, to Sam to be like, yo, bro, they're not gonna accept me with this. And then to meet Isaiah Bradley and him telling them, these motherfuckers locked me up. Okay? Like,
it's so interesting because like, Red, White, and Black, the whole point was he was the first Captain America. And in this, like, no, I wasn't created till like a decade later. And I'm like, well, that would not have the same effect. Like, if you met Steve Rogers, I'm like, I'm sorry, I was frozen in ice. I didn't know about you.
Steve was like, hey, bro.
You can't blame him. Like, because, like, he came first.
I still want to know. I think I saw a couple videos like, did Bucky and Steve use the terminology from the 40s when they got out? Because remember, yes, he had a black dude in the Howling Commandos.
Well, so here's the thing about Steve. He's supposed to be the perfect boy, so no.
So Steve didn't use the phrase, hey, he used a colored man. Like,
No,
Like,
he would be like, hey, what's your name? He would just use everyone's names.
okay, Steve Bucky, however, the scene I never forget when the trailer for Civil War came out, and you saw T'Challa chasing Bucky. They say Bucky probably called him boy by mistake. He just chased the shit out.
So, like, well, I guess in that, at least he's got the benefit of having no memory, so.
What are you talking about, boy? Boy, who are you calling boy? Just
Yeah. Okay.
there's a black cat dude chasing me. Like,
Yeah,
so
that Thunderbolts lineup is so weird.
the whole thing, just in general, because the
I think you talked
Thunderbolt.
about it, but like there's the circle around Ghost useful powers, then everyone else does the exact same thing.
It's gonna be. I mean, look, to put Red Guardian and the Winter Soldier together, that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, like I'm happy David Harbour's getting more work, and like, look, that he'll be funny. He's the comedy of the group, clearly, but like everyone else is the exact same.
No, I think you get a little comedy out of Florence Pugh because the way she's been.
Okay, but I mean, like their use on the team is they all do the same thing. Good at fighting.
Well, no, they just are murderers. That's more so. They are like direct. We don't bring people in for questioning. We just kill. Because you got U.S. agent who's a fucking psychopath now.
That's the other thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's wild that U.S. Agent had more character development than the main two characters.
Yes, he did. Yes, the fuck he did. But I think because we already had it out of them too. I think that's why. When you sit back and really when you really think about it, we've already had our Bucky developments since Captain America: Winter Soldier and our Sam Wilson development. So we know who they are already, right? We're learning we're learning about this dude who's about to go batshit crazy because he lost his only black friend. And because that's literally what happened. He lost his only black friend. His black friend got kicked into the crossroads.
As far as we know, his only friend. So.
His only friend in life. Like, he ain't had no woman. He ain't had nobody.
Wait, wasn't he married?
Clearly, after he became Captain America, he just let everything go.
No, he's married to a black woman in the like, because they meet up in that locker room scene or like the.
Hey, you ain't seeing no.
You forget all about her. She doesn't appear again.
Like she doesn't exist anymore after that. Like, she's there for a hot second, and
that's truly wild. Like, oh wait, he was married or had a fiance or something. Like they were serious, but nope, she's gone.
They was like, yeah, we just need to show you got somebody, but you got the black dude in your life. You be okay. Like because you look at him. I think they want to be like, hey. We want to make sure people know he's not racist.
Yeah, he's not the character from the comics.
That's literally what it was. They were like, we need to make sure we can show that he is not racist. And they were like, what do you mean? Go do some research on U.S. Agent in the comics, and then you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, I've got to take them down, but I agree with everything they're saying. I'm like, oh, John Walker.
Hey, bro, like, you can't be U.S. agent as a nationalist, bro. You can't be. I mean, you might. Okay. So they was like, hey, somebody was like, well, let's just give him a black friend. They was like, yo, that don't help at all. Well, what if we give him a black girlfriend? Somebody was like, okay, a little bit better. But then what are we going to do later? Well, we're just going to introduce the black girlfriend. Okay, Ann? No, we're just going to introduce her, and that's it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. She may have been at the hearing, but I don't know. Who knows?
We don't know. But then we're going to have his black friend die in front of him, and then him decide to just inject the fuck out himself afterwards after being told, don't do it. Which also, how is it nobody understands yet the one thing they keep missing from the serum? They don't understand. They're missing one thing. Vita rays. Like, he said it in Captain America: The First Avenger. Was like, I'm going to introduce these Vita rays. Everybody just keep being like, yes, you just need the serum. It's a whole boost you got to go in.
I think, like, at this point, you have to accept that it does work just because everybody else did get, like, the crazy super strength. But the problem is those people were already flawed to begin with.
Yeah, and Erskine did say it'll.
Yeah, like, it brings out, like, so if somebody's already bad, they're going to become even worse.
So you're telling me that John Walker, who was supposed to be the perfect candidate,
Look, he's a great soldier, but that Steve Rogers was not a soldier. He was just a good man.
He was just a good man. That's true. He was just a good man.
98-pound weekly.
Who also technically has murdered a lot of people when we sit back and think about it. But they were all bad people and deserved it. I know that's how.
It's so hard. Like the comics are like also back and forth. Because like when I read Mark Grunwald's run, like there was the one series when he's dealing with Ultimatum, the Flag Smasher stuff. He ends up having to kill a guy. And he's like, all throughout the war, I've never taken anyone's life. Not until this man. And I'm like, hell yeah, Mark Grunwald, I'm here for this. It doesn't make sense, but I will accept it because he's a hero.
During war, I've never killed a person. But you know what? Right now, man, I'm probably taking.
Yeah, no, he takes lots of prisoners. Like he knocks them out, takes them prisoner. I'm like, that's fine, okay. It's like it's not my job to take someone's. All right, okay, you're a superhero.
Also, why not establish that technically Steve Rogers could punch somebody to death by mistake?
It's all right. So like comics wise, he's way weaker. He's not. He does not have super strength.
But that's also because Captain America was never the guy.
Yeah. Like, he was never the A-lister.
He was never
Spider-Man. Spider-Man and the X-Men all day, every day.
Yeah, it was never Captain America. But like in theory, this Steve Rogers before he old and died, Steve Rogers in the MCU could technically punch somebody that he took a.
Oh yeah.
One thing
pulled that helicopter.
Held a helicopter, and the thing, not even that, the man took a straight punch to the face from Thanos. We never discussed this. No one ever talks about him taking a from Thanos.
He could do that all day.
Thanos had to look. Brie Larson was giving him the business for a second until he realized, bitch, and pulled out that. Which, by the way, he has a gauntlet. And then pulled out the Power Stone. Was like, hold on, Mr.
Yeah.
But he punched Steve Rogers in the face.
Yeah. Look, I understand why they had to change it for the movies because they want him to be able to do crazier feats than just like be really skilled.
Fair.
But what was it? Oh yeah, and then Ed Brubaker's run comes along. I'm like, no, I killed so many Nazis. Yeah, I carried a sidearm and everything. Whereas like Grunwald's run's like, no, he hates guns. He hates guns so much.
But in the first Avenger, you remember, he has his gun. He goes in, shield and shooting.
Yeah, I mean, Brubaker was more recent, so it's more in, like, cultural mindset.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, in first Avenger, he has his sidearm.
Yeah, plus MCU at that point is very, like, ultimate-based, so, where it's trying to be more realistic versus less ridiculous. Which, look, give me the Serpent Society. I don't care if the leader's the villain. Have the Serpent Society in Captain America New World Order. I want him to fight.
That's what we're getting. I think we're getting them in New World Order because of the leader.
I need a union of snake-themed villains and criminals. You
want Bushmaster and all of them back.
I want Diamondback, Black Mamba.
Diamondback, but all of them.
Yeah. Sidewinder.
Look, I'm waiting on Armor Wars. Forget the Serpent Society, because in Armor Wars, the crazy ass villains that show up with armor.
It's like also like Armor Wars is gonna be weird because like what does Rhodey just own all of Stark Industries now? Is that what the plot is?
Because it's weird. Because it's like because now
Pepper had it right.
Pepper
she was in charge. In Spider-Man, it looks like Damage Control like confiscated so much stuff. And then, but Rhodey said, no, all this stuff Tony goes through in Armor Wars, I got to go through. So I'm like, you go and attack military bases, destroying Stark technology?
I think Sam Rockwell is returning.
Okay. I mean, look, love that man. He was great. Justin Hammer.
Give me Justin Hammer dancing and everything. Give me just more Justin. Give me Justin Hammer. I think that's what again, it's pretty underrated. I mean, also, does he have the time? Because now he's a 2-time Oscar winner. So his schedule now has just got crazy. But even though, look, a 2-time Oscar winner is Blade. So you can't tell me shit no more. So,
and then there's the because I emailed you the.
Yeah, I saw it. We're gonna address it today.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, I'm like the Netflix of it all. Like Luke Cage, I mean, he's busy. He's real busy. He got a show.
He don't want. Also, Mike don't want to do it no more.
I mean, I guess like there was a period of time where it's like, yeah, I'd love to come back, and then, well, no, I've got a great show, so.
Low key, he never did.
Okay.
He was
Well,
tired of working out. So, like,
that's fair. That's fair. It's a
he was like, the working out and all that you got to do for this, which I was like, I get it. Look, Kumail Nanjiani put everybody on game, was like, hey, bro, I ain't paid for none of this. But just to shoot, he did all that workout.
never. It's just like,
Yup.
it's so funny. It's like you took all those steroids for nothing. Like you could have.
Took no shirt off, no nothing.
Yeah. It's like whatever, buddy. Like okay, you don't need this. Like we could have like normal looking characters be heroes. Superpowers solve a lot of answers.
Shouts out to Brian Tyree Henry. My man was like, hey, what y'all need me to do? It was like, just show up. He was like, excuse me, what? It was like, we want you just as you are. You want what? It was like, don't worry, we got you, bro.
It's like in the old Disney movie Sky High, like it was the school for superheroes.
Yeah.
But like there was the one dude that was super fast. Now he was a portly dude. I'm like, nah, we're just gonna have the bigger kid be the with super speed. It doesn't matter because they're superpowers.
It's a superpower. Like it worked. Also, it's the most ironic superpower. Like, bro, you move that fast and you, hey man, mind your business. Like,
yeah,
I'm fine with it. I really want people to be honest when Black Adam comes out, because I think Black Adam is going to be terrible.
I mean, I don't have a lot of high hopes, but that's because the character Black Adam sucks. So,
well, also, look,
he's a villain.
He's a villain. He's a fucking villain.
I'm a fan of the Justice Society. I know, like, not everyone is because they're just World War II characters, more or less. That like. But like I ain't read too many comics to not enjoy it, but who cares? Like I'm don't like. All right, are you the villain? Because I feel like you're the villain. It's like, well, I do. I'm like, well, yeah, heroes don't kill because you're not a hero.
You're not a hero. Also, this is how I know, and I think I said it on either the episode or something, like Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate in the comics. You're not taking that helmet off.
I mean, he does. Just
I mean, but not as often.
They do it like once an issue, maybe.
Once an issue. When you put that bitch on, it's on.
Yeah.
But they was like, hey, bro, we got Pierce Brosnan. We got to show Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. It's, well, whatever. It's also funny because I'm like, is this another Scorpion King? Like, where, like, The Rock played the Scorpion King in Mummy 2, where Scorpion King is like, no, he's one of the most evil men to ever live. And, like, theoretically, in Shazam, Black Adam is like, nah, he was real evil. But then they make
Amanda
the Scorpion
Waller
King movie.
says it in the new little teaser drop that they do. She was like, before there were heroes, there was Black Adam. So like, ooh.
Like, so it's like one of those things. I'm like, is this like another Scorpion King where like, nah, we got a solo movie, so I can't be as evil.
I mean, like I've said to everybody for years, he was supposed to have been the original villain of Suicide Squad 2.
Which is like, you already went up against one god, so we'll just do it again. I don't know. Suicide Squad's wild. Suicide Squad, love it. James Gunn, thank you.
I mean,
you went up against Starro.
Yeah, you made a giant living starfish the bad guy,
and then you made us feel bad for him
because he was trying to. Yo, Starro was out here just living his fucking life.
Yeah. I was happier in space.
I don't want to be here. Okay, I'm not trying to take over y'all plan. I was chilling. Like y'all came and fucked with me.
Peter Capaldi tortured me for decades, and I'm like, all right, well now fuck you all up.
Now I'm gonna fuck y'all all up. See, you know what? I was good. I was on my own. You know how somebody throw their hands up like I was just minding my own business. Mm-hmm. I was just doing me. Now this bullshit happens, and like I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't wait till we get this Guardians 3 look, because I really believe Will Poulter is finna look fucking phenomenal as that Adam Warlock. Because I didn't realize in the pictures they started putting up with him how swole he got. I was like,
okay.
Okay.
They always got to do that workout. Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, hey, look, Disney has this thing like, look, so we're gonna pay you to go to the gym and meet this trainer. We're gonna pay you to have a dietitian, to have a trainer.
I would love that for me if somebody paid me to tell me when to have a personal trainer and make my food.
Yeah, they make my meals for me.
make going to the gym way easier because I'm getting paid for it.
Oh, absolutely. It would change my whole perspective on everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I just really want like Captain America to date a cool snake themed thief. That's what he needs
Let me
to
see.
do.
Let me Google real quick the Serpent Society because I'm gonna see who can we. Because again, I don't mind us getting a new Diamondback or a new Bushman. I do not mind.
Yeah.
Because Diamondback was terrible in
I
Luke
mean,
Cage.
I enjoyed him, but because he embraced supervillain ideals. Like, I am a supervillain, and I will dress like a supervillain. Thank
Oh,
you.
my man had the
He's
full
like Roman
fucking.
Reigns. Acknowledge me, and I do.
Listen,
He looked like the comic.
he did. Okay, by the way, I will say this. You're probably the first person I openly admit this to. On my workout playlist is Roman Reigns' theme. It is something about this. You're probably the first person I admitted to. I'm just gonna say.
No problem. Look, Diamondback's the coolest. She inspired my hairdo so many months ago. She had the magenta hair with the side shave in the 80s.
Sidewinder, Viper, Eel, Cobra.
I'd probably keep Viper out of it. She's not really a serpent.
Yeah.
She took over it once.
So we might get Anaconda, Black Mamba, Death Adder. Because we might not get, because they might stay away from, because we've had Cottonmouth. We've had Cottonmouth, Diamondback, and Bushmaster. We basically had the Serpent Society low key.
He ain't the Diamondback I care about though. So I want the lady that throws diamonds.
Yes. I can live with
Captain that. Cause look, Sam doesn't have a love interest. He's gone this many movies and had no women in his life other than his sister.
And Bucky trying to hit that.
I mean, they had more chemistry between themselves than he and Bucky did with his sister, so. But we know Sam ain't going to go for that, so we know a certain actor won't go for that.
Hey, man, look, let this man go down. I just want to see, like, do you give Sam Wilson a relationship, and if so, who?
That's what Diamondback is for.
I can't love you. You a villain. Like,
that's the whole point. Captain America needs a cool villain girlfriend. That's like not really a villain, but like it's she does crimes.
She just commits a few crimes.
Yeah, look, she works for a union. Okay, it's a union job.
You want the union so bad. You just feel like
God,
I want this
because a criminal organization that is a union is very funny.
Yes, it is. Like there's
like
and everything.
You work for me. You just pay me a cut. I'll break you out of prison every single time. I can just teleport in and teleport you out. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Like it's brilliant. And like it was great. Like in the comics when like Porkmud tried to apply it, I'm like, you're not even snake themed. Go away.
Like you got to sit there and be like, yo, your first application. What's your name? Your name's Scorpion. You don't fit. But I'm an serpent. Like you just have random. I just want to see like just a full line of random ass villains. Be like, "What's your name?" I'm the Rhino. Get the fuck out!
It's so great.
What are your thoughts? I have to ask your thoughts on Saraya being back.
I'm, super excited in the moment. Then I realized that her music was by her boyfriend. I'm like,
a lot of people said that was like, let's not pump up this music real quick because we need to understand.
Then like somebody said, oh yeah, this explains why Rodney Radke was on Jericho's podcast. Look, I'm happy for her. I'm excited to see where she goes. Because people are worried about the neck injuries. Daniel Bryan and Edge.
Well, so
I can't women's wrestling more if they say she's healed, and they went through worse injuries. So,
well, my thing is we knew what both Daniel Bryan and Edge were going through. We heard about their processes per se, right?
Yeah.
We didn't hear anything about hers, and it's like, granted, if she was doing it low key, then she was doing it, but we
know that she talked to them. Because they were inspiration, because they said I can't do it, and they said they can't ever wrestle again. So,
yeah, I mean, again, I just it's because true. The same thing was told. Like Ed said, if you take a bump, bro, you out of here. Daniel Bryan, you got one too many knots on the head, bro. Your brain is out here out of commission. Your brain is fucked up. But like, I think it's Edge's more than Daniel Bryan's.
Yeah, he had the same neck injury.
He did?
Edge did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Edge had
no, Bryan was the concussions.
Yeah, his was just concussions and had to get oxygen in his brain for it to repair. And so Edge's was the neck thing where it was like, you can't take another bump. And like, dude been out here working his ass off.
Yeah. So like, I'm excited. I just hope I never see her boyfriend.
Here's my problem this is my only problem. And I said this on Strong Style. Tony Khan is so used to.
What's Strong Style? Do you have another podcast?
No, that's Roka's thing he does.
Oh, okay.
Roka has that. So I did it for them yesterday. But it's Tony Khan is all about the pop, right? He's all about the big pop.
Oh yeah, look. Yes. Also terrible at writing women's programs. So.
Terrible at writing women's programs, but also he does this thing where he pops people with a person and then they become irrelevant.
Specifically with the women. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's the problem. But it was exciting in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, of course, because it's like you haven't seen her in the ring. You didn't know what was going to happen. All these different things. To watch her come out, just to be in the ring. This is my house. She was doing the paid shit that we all knew.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Like, and it's also like so wild and insane to think that she had to retire at 23 or 24.
Hey man, and
like
that business.
It's crazy but also she's lived basically like destroying her body since she was a child.
She was a child doing this, and
it also explains like why she's always dating abusive dudes, because she's been abused all her life. Because her family definitely emotionally abused her and used her. Look, selling 8x10s of a child again, like that. She didn't have any say in that.
None whatsoever. But like, you get Toni Storm. Okay, you finally put the belt on her. Does it mean something?
I'm happy to see her with the belt because I get to see her more because I love her and she deserves good things. The problem is he only does one women's match a week.
I keep saying, look,
Jade Cargill is your TBS championship. She's rarely on TBS
because she's barely. Look,
she's only ever on TNT.
But she's also not good in ring.
I think
she's getting better.
Oh yeah, like we see her growth, so.
Right? But she keeps getting exposed. That's the problem. It's like when her match with Athena, that exposed her so much. It was not a good. I get what they're trying to do. I'm 100% with
The other problem is she's got a squad of lackeys that don't interfere as much.
Which are supposed to keep. If you want to protect how Jade looks in the ring, they need to be interfering consistently.
Yeah, like that's it. Like she's got the confidence, great. She's good on the microphone backstage and everything, but like maybe she's like needs to build up her opponents more but this is her first year, so like for her first year she's doing pretty good. So
but then that's the problem.
But that's the problem is she's the one being used the most. That's why you see her growth.
But also that's where the problem with not having clearly solid agents and producers backstage who don't seem to understand, protect. If you're trying to make her look this dominant, you need to protect her at all costs. And by that, we put the baddies around her so she has a stable. They shouldn't just be here to be fucking eye candy. They need to be interfering every single. Yes, they interfere. The ref throws them out eventually. Then she has to have a maybe 3 to 5 minute thing by herself. That's fine.
I agree. So like, and also they should be like tearing up in the tag scene. Like, they should be more than just her lackeys. They should be a full-on stable. But Tony Khan only does one women's match show.
I just hope, this sounds fucked up to say, I just hope that company has to shut its doors. Because I would like for people to be able to go and, look, Jade she wanted to be the star she is. WWE was like, we gonna develop you. We need to put you down here. You got to go to the PC. You got to do all this shit. She didn't want to do that.
Oh, I didn't know.
So. Yeah, Vince them wanted her first because they knew what it was. But they also knew she needed to be trained and developed before they put her out there. But so now, I always want AEW to shut down because Tony Khan deserves it right now. He deserves it. You let one man fuck your whole company up.
Oh, yeah, the CM Punk of it.
You let one man fuck your whole company because you.
Oh right, we haven't talked since then.
No, we have not. That's why I brought it up.
I went because we talked before then. Then I went to Chicago, and then dear Lord, because I was watching that media scrum. I'm like, yeah, I'm hearing some wild things. Let me turn this on. Oh, this man is going off on Colt Cabana when he was never asked about this man.
Oh, he was asked a little bit. Like Nick asked him a little bit about it, but Nick didn't ask him to the point where he had to start bringing. When he brought that man's mama in it, I was like, you are even bigger piece of shit than I already knew you were.
He brought that up like it's a massive burn against a grown adult for having a joint bank account with their mother. Hey Phil, most people that have their bank accounts open before they're 18 have them as joint bank accounts because you can't open a bank account when you're that young. People don't remember to take their parent off the bank account.
No.
Literally, one of my savings accounts just got closed because my mom was on it.
Mm.
And my dad closed it because he finally because I forgot about it too. So or also, for all we know, Scott might have been taking care of his mom.
His mother.
Either way, it doesn't matter. This is not the massive burn you think it is. He's just a tired, cranky old man. He seems to love wrestling when everything's going his way.
Look, everybody know. Look, I'm tired, I'm old, and I work with fucking children, bro. You 42, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, it's just presumably we know he loves his wife, so and his dog, so we know he can get along. But that man, more than anyone I've ever seen, needs therapy, and if he has therapy, he needs a different therapist.
He needs a new therapist. You are 42. You've only been wrestling again for a year, and you do not wrestle full time. Shut the fuck up.
And it was so funny. Somebody said after weeks before it happened, it'd be the funniest thing ever if CM Punk wins the title and injures himself in the same match again. And that's what happened. And this is just more proof that they should have never taken it off Hangman in the first place. And then in the second place, they shouldn't have taken it off Moxley.
Then you get Tony Khan when he sits there and runs down your EVPs, not just regular talent. If CM Punk was just called, if the Bucks and Kenny Omega were regular talent and he was talking shit about them, then Tony Khan's face is okay, right? They're just regular talent. They are the executive vice presidents of the company with you.
And he's sitting right next to him. And it's just Hangman Page, you empty-headed bitch. I'm like, wow, buddy.
Nobody brought a Page. Nobody.
And the fact that Punk thought he was the top babyface in the company, I'm like, no, buddy, you were not. You may be popular, but that does not make you the top babyface. That just means more people know who you are.
Dude is done. He can't come back because now the Bucks and Omega have this leverage of it's either him or us. And if they go, that company officially folds.
Yeah, nobody, I don't know anyone that thinks that he could come back. Maybe, no, it's so weird because it's just you burned your bridges everywhere.
Well, also,
and you got in a fight.
Well,
you said, come say it to my face, and they came to say it to his face.
First of all, let's just be real. I'm going to just say this. This is where this is the only time I'm
Are we going to have the fun, I was scared of the Young Bucks joke?
This is the only time I'm on Ace Steel and CM Punk's side. The Bucks and Omega ran up in that man's dressing room like they was going to do some shit and got fucked up.
They brought human resources with them, though. They literally no, we're bringing people to cover our ass, and Punk threw the first punch. All stories have turned out that Punk was
I didn't know I thought it was just them going on their own.
No, they made sure to bring Christopher Daniels and human resources with them, the head of HR with them.
Oh.
And Kenny and Cutler were trying to separate it, and then Ace Steel bites Kenny.
Ace Steel
throws a chair.
Kenny. Nick gets hit with a chair. You're like, what the fuck is? But so now you have it where, because here's the problem. You know how we we as wrestling fans and wrestling in the industry just said sometimes the best feuds are real life feuds, right? When you can translate them to TV. But the problem is this motherfucker has feuds with everybody in real life.
The best, like, this is one of the many reasons Chris Jericho is like the greatest wrestler. Because like that was dumb. Why did they fight backstage? You could have made money off that. Like that's his mindset. Like I can make money off this. Like hey,
I don't
Sammy
like
Eddie,
okay.
You know this whole like beef you got? Let's use that on screen. Make some money.
Let's make some money out of it.
Like Jericho is like a carny.
To the heart.
Yeah, and that's what makes him one of the greatest. Because like like we've got beef, sure, but I'm gonna save it for television.
He's like, you think I'm gonna waste this and fuck around and have this happen for nothing? If I'm gonna beat your ass, or you gonna even if I'm gonna beat your, or you gonna beat my ass, I'm gonna get paid for it. CM Punk has beef with. Look, Eddie Kingston hates this motherfucker with a passion.
Yeah,
MJF hates this motherfucker. Everybody backstage hates dude. That's why when who was it? I think it was like the Acclaim that somebody was trying to be like, oh, you should see him when he's backstage. He's giving so much advice. Blah 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 blah. Nobody like this motherfucker.
I'm sure there's some people that went to him for advice, but like seen him complain about Adam Page not coming to him for advice when he himself refused to take advice from other people when he was younger. I'm like, buddy, you can't. You're such a hypocrite. And like Adam, like that's apparently the comment that really made Punk mad. Apparently, was like in some interview, unrelated to anything. It was just like, yeah, I just learned from my own mistakes. I don't really ask anyone else for advice.
Cause like I was like, what did Adam Page say? And then I think I found it on Twitter, and I was like, how fucking long ago was this? And then you realize how long ago it was. He was like, you bringing this up now?
Yeah, well, it's like the story of Swoggle. Like, he used to be friends with CM Punk. And they're like, hey, can I get so-and-so's number? And then the friendship ended. Like, he just like, this is a mutual friend. I don't have their phone number. Can I get the phone number from you? Like, you're using me. Friendship over. It's insane. I'm like, damn, Punk. What happened, buddy?
But here's the problem.
Are you okay? The answer is no.
There isn't. But the thing is, what you just said, there isn't a what happened. He's always been like this.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
He's always been this miserable soul.
Yeah. Like, because I knew of him when he was like real young, but like I never watched him. I didn't see him until like he was in TNA when he was like with Raven and whatnot. So. But yeah, like it's fucking bonkers. Chicago's a gorgeous city though, so great job growing up there. Yeah.
Yes,
love that river. That's real nice.
Yeah, the rivers, the Chicago River. It's just like with Chicagoans, there's like certain things when you bring it up to us, we're just like the river. Oh yeah, the bean. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know what that is, but
it's just it's just certain little sightsees that people like to see, whatever in the city, and then like Chicagoans are just like, oh yeah, because we're so used to it.
Yeah, but like it's like you could just like walk along that river and have like a nice day.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely can. Before we get ready to get up out of here, what do you think? Because we haven't really talked about the new WWE changes. I will say the one thing I don't like is clearly something's about to happen with Alexa Bliss. Not you. About to happen with Bliss because that her, Asuka, and Bianca thing is the most thrown together shit ever.
Oh yeah, like it's real. Like, so I don't watch. Like, I watch here and there, because look, Damage Control tag team. Yes, I love them. Bailey, Io, and King Coda. Yes, this is entirely my jam. So, but like, I don't know. Like Asuka, I think is one of like their best performers. But right now, she's just like generic babyface and. It's weird for Bliss because like she's taken every character they've thrown at her and ran with it, and this is just generic babyface, which like it's fine, but like there's better generic baby faces because especially when all she can do so much more.
Because my thing is like, where does this? Because okay, we all know that Bailey's going to be the one to take it off of Bianca, which it should be. There's nobody else right now that should take it off of her, right? I'm fine with that. Let them feud back and forth for a minute, but then.
It's surprising. I realized that the tag title title tournament ended, and I didn't realize. I'm like, wait, Sasha and Naomi haven't returned yet. Like, because
He's waiting
everybody
for a
thought
moment.
they would be like immediately the same night. But
No, I think he's letting. So this is one thing Triple H seems to be doing. He knows the hype is up for everything, but he's like, I'm gonna pop y'all the right way. So I'm gonna save it because we know Survivor Series is gonna be War Games now. So, and Triple H has said it's not gonna just be brand versus brand. He was like, the War Games matches are more storyline based.
Because look, brand versus brand is the worst thing ever. No one cares.
Because nobody give a fuck.
Like, I used to love Survivor Series. I don't know why. Like, there's just a match type I'm real big into. But then when, like, it's just SmackDown versus Raw, I'm like, no one cares. There's no point. This is just bragging rights. And remember, you had a pay-per-view
called Bragging Rights.
And, like, I just, like, here, I have pitched some great ideas for some Survivor Series match. Yeah, you got Roman Reigns, the whole family, and Sami Zayn, who's part of the family. He's an honorary Uce now. I love their friendship. Here's what who they should be going up against: Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, a tag team, and I don't know, somebody else, Johnny Knoxville or whatever. So because like the whole match could be built up of like, is Kevin Owens going to try to convince Sami to turn against Roman Reigns?
Oh, that's what's going to happen. So I believe this happens. I believe Sami, this is the best storyline in all of pro wrestling right now, because that Sami Zayn face turn is going to be beautiful when the bloodline stumps the dog shit out of him, because it's coming eventually.
No. Stupid. Lousy Jimmy and Jay. Leave them alone. Their friendship is too pure.
Just Jay. Because Jimmy good with him. Just Jay.
Everybody else is like friends with him, but Jay's going to ruin everything. But and like, so that's one match that I pitched. The other match, Toxic Attraction teamed up with Damage Control. And then you get six face women. Well, you've got Bianca, Alexa, Asuka. Find 3 women from NXT. Then you have a nice Survivor Series match.
Bring in Nikita and Zoe.
I don't think we need to bring in Nikita.
Yeah, we don't need Maga the Stallion.
But like that's the thing. You have like, just build it up storylines. Like, that's what you should, like, hey, you're the top dominant female faction in NXT. We're the top dominant female faction on Raw. We're going to team up together in Survivor Series because, like, all these faces banded up. I'm like, yeah, sure. And, of course, Toxic Attraction and Damage Control probably aren't going to get along.
It's also, but here's the problem, too, with building up stuff. The WWE has pigeonholed himself. And here's what I mean. We got Extreme Rules.
Build up to a month.
Then Crown Jewel. Then Survivor Series.
Yeah, again, that's just the way WWE is.
But remember, WWE can do this one. They used to do this for one thing. This is the one thing I pitched to one of my friends. Do a 6-pack challenge for Roman's title, because you've established so many people want his belt, right? Let the rest of the bloodline have a War Games match or whatever, right? Let the Usos, Solo, and Sami Zayn do a War Games match. Let Roman have a 6-pack challenge. Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Killer Cross, who else? Matt Riddle, and Seth Rollins.
Like, the 6-pack challenges suck, though. Like, it's never fun.
No, in recent history, they haven't been fun.
Look, 2 dudes fighting. That's all I ever want. Maybe 3 dudes. Anything beyond that for the title and your pay-per-view, it better be a ladder match.
Has Roman Reigns ever done a ladder match?
I don't think so. Has he ever been in Money in the Bank? I don't think so.
Has Roman ever done anything outside of it? Like, he did the hardcore match when it was the Shield versus Evolution.
Yeah,
right.
He's probably done a Cell. Maybe.
Has he done a Cell?
I don't know.
Has he done the Elimination Chamber?
I don't know.
I don't think Roman has done any gimmick matches. Really.
I mean, there's probably good cause. They really wanted to, like, not risk hurting him. Because he had health issues.
Brock Lesnar has been in an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar didn't have leukemia.
Brock Lesnar had a whole bunch of his fucking intestines cut out.
Yeah, that's not leukemia.
You're right.
That's not leukemia.
Well, but like, before it came, I'm talking about even before, and like now, because remember the biggest thing now was his immunocompromised, right?
Mhm.
But we're at this point where supposedly we're clearly like almost in endemic phase,
Yeah,
and we know
we're still in
Roman.
a pandemic. Like,
Oh no, I know we're in a pandemic, and Roman is boosted to the gods. Roman has every booster that he can get. I'm
Yeah.
eligible again. I'm coming out.
Yep.
So, but I hate to cut this short because I got to get ready to record the podcast.
I mean, I wouldn't say this is cutting it short. So we
Well, 'cause
did
we
go
were having
almost
a
an
good
hour.
conversation, and I can keep
Yeah.
going about because like the one real quick, the one person came back that no one gave a fuck about, and I knew it. Braun Strowman. I was like, oh, y'all
I was
really?
watching when that happened. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, I guess this is a return. Right. That guy.
Everybody was like, what?
The funniest thing about that is how just like Control Your Narrative died because like he couldn't make some shows. Like, whatever. How are you surprised by this?
I have a buddy who he was trying to get. He's been working. He's one of the guys I started with, and I helped train. He was about to be. He tried to get in AEW. AEW said they cannot use him because he's too big. Because they cannot put him on Dark or Elevation because he's bigger than 90% of the roster. So he can't go on Dark. So that's why, like, if you ever notice, Dark and Elevation is always tiny guys. So bigger guys can never go on that. You'd have to be almost going to like a main show. So they couldn't do that. So then he was on the roster for Control Your Narrative. He was on the roster and immediately got on the roster and it was like, fuck. He was supposed to do the tour shows and all that shit they were supposed to be doing.
No, Braun's can't do it anymore. So if you want to go work for the creepy cult, go for it, buddy. Everyone will judge you. So as long as he's aware of that.
He knows it. I told him, I was like, bro, you do realize I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to be put in these positions for people to see you. I get that. But you are also working for the one place that even AEW told their talent, if you work for Control Your Narrative, you will never be back here.
Yeah, it's like, look, this is QAnon, the promotion. Basically.
This is Proud Boys Wrestling. So, all right, well, tell the people how they can find you, you lovely, lovely lady. You
can find me on Twitter at Jolene Negative, at Instagram Jolene Negative, podcast Divas of Design. I still have to edit last month's episode and put it out. We still haven't recorded a follow-up yet. Things have been busy, so
trust me, I understand completely. I am busy, as we all know, and y'all know where to find me. So I'll be back with more of these, y'all. Thank you for your love, everybody. I appreciate it. Don't go nowhere. Take care. I am out. Bye.